Time for another new layer. Over to the layers panel, down to the new layer icon. It pops up above layer 3. We now have layer 4. This time, instead of using a marquee, we're going to use another selection tool, the Lasso Tool. When you click and hold on the Lasso Tool, it, like the marquee tool, has some additional options there, but we're going to go with the top one, the Lasso Tool. This tool is simple to use. You just click and hold with your mouse, and wherever you draw a selection. So I'm going to draw out some freeform stuff. Woo, crazy. Oh, I hate that. If you don't like something, just click outside of it and it goes away. So here it is. Remember, I can move these, or if I click outside of it, they go away. So let's see here. Some of you will be a little more clever than I. And I'm going to make a new color. So I click on the swatch. I'm going to choose this lovely pink, and I'm going to say OK. I'm going to grab the bucket and drop the color in. Command D deselects. So you can click outside of the selection to get rid of the selection, or you can hit Command D on your keyboard. So let's go back and grab the Lasso tool another time. We're going to do this once again. We're going to grab the bucket. That would be the paint bucket. Drop the color in. Command D to deselect. And we're going to do this. Whoops. Oh no, I made a horrible mistake. It's not that big of a deal. I just did it so I can hit Command Z on my keyboard. Command Z. What that does is it is an undo of one step. So Command Z, undo one step. If I hit it again, it brings it back. Hit it again, it goes away. So I guarantee someone will do that. Okay, back to here. Lasso tool. Let's make another little crazy thing like that. Back to the paint bucket. Boom, Command D. Okay, so now I have layer 4 with these freeform lasso shapes. Guess what? Time for another new layer. This time we're going to go back up to the lasso. We're going to click and hold, and we're going to choose the Polygonal Lasso tool. Now this one works a little differently. So you click once and you set your first point. Then you can see I'm drawing straight lines. I click again. I set my second point. Straight lines. 2, and then when I get back to the top, I can click again and it closes the shape. So let's pick a new color. Yellow. Okay. Paint bucket. Drop that color in. Let's do this again. Now I don't have to only draw triangles. I can draw lightning-ish bolts. And drop the color in. And one more time. Command D. Now, oh, I did it again. Command Z. Okay, now what I want to say is if you get lost in here and you can't figure out what you're doing, you can just double click, click, and it shoots you back to the start. Okay, so once again, things go crazy, you can't figure out how to get rid of it, double click, shoots you back to the start. The other thing is, if you want to get out of it and you can't figure out where you are or what you're doing and you don't want to double click, just hit the escape key on your keyboard, escape key. It also gets you out of it. And Command D to get rid of that previous selection. Okay, so let's draw one more shape. Back to the start point, drop our yellow in, and there we go. We got some fun stuff going. Command D to deselect. Now we've got these layers, and now it's starting to get confusing because they're just layers 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. What if I want to put layer 5 below layer 4? Well, I can come over to the layers panel and just click, hold, and drag it down. Now that squiggly is on top. If I go back to that move tool that we talked about at the very beginning, I can move that whole layer, but everything moves together. If each of these images were separate layers, they would all move separately. So that's just something to think about. So I can move all of these layers just by clicking on the layer. Okay, so keep that in mind. I'm going to go back here. Let's see, what happens when I put the green up on top? Oh yeah, maybe the blue up on top of that. Looking good. I'm liking that. Let's click on this purple layer. I'm going to drag it down a little bit. Play with it. Get it perfectly aligned. Well, it's not perfectly aligned, but it's pretty darn close to what I want. That's looking good. Okay, I'm liking this so far. Now, the next thing I want to do, instead of having them named 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, let's double click on the word layer 4. We're going to call it purple squiggle, green blocks. So I want you to rename all of your layers. That's part of the grade. Blue circle. And then what's layer 5? Yellow bolts. I don't know. Yellow. What were they? They were yellow polygonal shapes. So one more time, back over here. Yellow polygonal shapes. Okay. And you could just name them by the different tools if you want as well. But basically, you want to give it a name that you're going to understand and recognize. So far looking pretty good.